Hi everyone, welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. I am Bonnie Krebs, creator of Watercolor the Art Impressions Way, and I am here to work our way through another new release. So this is our bridges set, and I'm going to show you how to put this together. It actually comes with several bridges, all different sizes, and I'm gonna revisit this again because there's so many ways that you can use it. But for this one, I'm going to show you a really easy way to create a cute little bridge over a stream. So this doesn't take very many stamps, and actually it's a great way to get started with this set. So this one right here, the large one, we're gonna start with that. We're gonna use one of these branches, this one right here from the branches set. And then from the mini flower set, these little tiny dots right here. And then in the foliage set, the grass. So that's it. That's all we're gonna need to get started. So let's start out by inking that bridge. And we're going to ink it in two colors. So the sepia and the blue. And the sepia is actually brown. It's $9.69. And the sepia is, or the, excuse me, the dark blue is number 565. And we're just going to ink that up in two colors, and then I'm going to stamp it off because I don't want it too dark. We're kind of setting it back in the background a little bit, so we don't want too much color coming on there. So I'm going to just stamp this into the middle of my page, just like that. That looks good, just like that. So let's go ahead and start with the first step, and that is to pull the color out of the lines. So just kind of work your way across. You'll see the color, the mix of color just kind of come out, and that's what's going to create this three-dimensional image. So always start where I think the color is the darkest, and you can see this overhang here where the little boards go across the bridge. That's going to be darker. This little railing back here in the background, and these will be darker, so they're kind of set into the background. And all of those little things make a difference when we finish the whole composition. Okay, so that's a good start. So I'm going to go on to the next step, and that's to put something in the background. So I'm going to put a little tree back here, and I'm just going to use my Post-it tape and just cover the railing. So just like that, I'm going to use this branch, and I'm just going to ink it in the dark brown, and I'm just going to stamp it in here a couple of times, a little off to the side, because we're kind of creating this hill effect, and so we want this tree to look like it's kind of sitting on the hill. And you can see that I covered that up, so now I don't see the tree between the railings. So I'm going to fix that just with my fine tip and just kind of bring some of these down. So just carefully with your fine tip. And then I'm going to use the little foliage. So from the new foliage set, and I should have said that in the beginning, but I do need that from the new foliage set, the little vine that goes to the right and to the left right here. So we're just going to use one of these, this one that goes to the right. So I'm just going to ink that one up. Actually, that's the left, so I need this one. And I'm just going to ink it up with a green, really pretty green, and just kind of add it to this little tree. Just kind of wherever. And I'm just inking half of it. And you can see I didn't add any water to the branches. So I'm going to do that now that I have all the leaves in. And it gives us a really nice mix of color because we can see that brown in the background. I think it makes it look a little more realistic. And these are tiny little lines, so you just want to jump your brush around, just carefully do that. Don't get too much water. We don't want to lose the integrity of the image. I know I say that all the time, but it's so important. And then down here under this little railing, we want to see that tree behind here and all that greenery. Okay, so I'm going to come in now with some color in the sky. So I'm going to just use this blue. This is really pretty blue, 528, becoming one of my favorites. And I'm just going to add a little of this color into the background. I just love this blue for a sky. It's a little whimsical looking, but I just think it adds a ton. And you know, you can put in whatever color you want. And you know, make these little paintings your own. You know, what I'm doing is just giving you ideas. So my job is just to inspire you, and then you take it from here. Okay, so that looks good. Let's go on to the next step, and that's to put some water in. And I'm going to use my dark blue now. So this is the blue we started with, number 565. And I'm just going to put a little of this in the bottom. So just kind of start with it underneath the bridge. And just bring it over to the first post. So just like this. And just drag that color underneath. And I'm going to just stop right there. We can always add some more water later, but this is a good place to stop. Okay, so I'm going to now put in a really dark shadow under here, because this would be really dark under this bridge. We want to for sure show that. Okay, so let's add some grass now to the side, and we're just going to walk this grass just kind of right down this hill. And then down this side. And then we can put some over here. And then just add some water to it. Just pull that color up and out. And let's add a little bright blue to this. I'm going to take some of this dark blue now and just darken these areas under the bridge. These little posts back here, these are going to be dark, back in the shadows. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to take some green now, and I'm just going to brush in a little green back in this area. And I'm going to just use that little foliage again and add just a few more vines in the background. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to add some color now to the bridge. So this is a warm brown. It's number 947. Love this color. And I'm just going to very sparingly add some of this to the bridge. And always start where you think the color is going to be the darkest, so back back farther away. And then as it comes forward, looks lighter. And you can see the more passes that you make, the darker that brown is. And I'm going to put a little bit of it underneath here too. Back on the railing. And the whole point of this is that we don't want everything to just be one color. It's just, that's what kind of makes things go haywire a little bit, and the things that don't look realistic is, you know, if we make things look flat just by coloring everything in the same line to line. And so if you can add some more color to it, even if it's just, you know, some random color, just the reflection, maybe a little of this blue, kind of the reflection of the sky, it's just going to add a lot more interest to your painting. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to add a little bit more under here. Just a little bit more of a shadow. And really darken this back here. Okay, so let's add our little flowers in, and we are about finished with this little painting. So I'm using the bright blue and just adding a few of these. You can see I'm kind of jumping this stamp around a little bit. And I'm just going to touch it with my brush. Just touch it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. One thing left to do, and that is to sign and date. So I'm going to do that. And before I do, I'm just going to make a few little lines here. So this is just a very fine tip black pen. You can use a micron, but you can go in here and really get into just to really define these little boards. You need just a really fine tip to do that. Okay, looks good. I'm going to sign and date. Try this project. I think you're going to really love it. I'll be back with more bridges in the following videos. So keep watercoloring. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next week.